First off, I want to say thank you guys for chiming in and let me know the real about my PS2. A long time ago, I thought and I knew and I had a frozen screen before on my PS2. This is one of my other PS2s I have. And I went on eBay looking for a laser because that's what I thought that was the problem, okay? So I went up on there and I sent a message and I said, "Hey, I have a frozen blue screen. The thing ain't turning on the screen. Is the laser is the problem." I guess they was just hustling me for money, so that's what they said. Hey, they said, "Yeah, that's the problem. You just need to change your laser out. This is not there. You definitely need a new laser." Now, remember, at that point in time, my games were still working. It took a minute, but the games were still working. But I'm thinking that was the problem. I guess it's not. Okay. But anyway, since you guys had told me, I had jumped right on it, took this thing apart and went ahead and changed out that battery. After I got through, I went ahead and just set the time because it won't start, the thing won't start turning until you set the time. Once I did that, then everything just came back and now everything's working. I just wanted to say about that part because I'm truly thankful. Now, it just took me a minute to figure this out. I finally got the PS1 working on this PS2 just straight through the hard drive, no USB. Okay, at first I was just gonna try to just record the whole thing, but it would took so long for me to, and I made so many mistakes, but I end up figuring it out. I kept putting things together, kept taking things off, and this is that and the third, and it just kept going, and I was able to figure it out. I was like, where am I going wrong with this? I don't know if I'm able to remember how to do it, but I have another PS2 here that I wanted to, you know what, I'm just gonna use it just to go ahead and set up. I do have a small hard drive. This one, I think this one's like 128 gigs or something like that up on here, and I got this hard drive, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to set this up and try. And this, it's not even like me trying to teach you guys, it's me just trying to remember what steps did I take to set this up, see if I can figure this out. All right, let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. Let me pause and make this clear. This is not a how-to or tutorial video. It's up to you if you want to follow along. I make mistakes and there is far better videos out there that can explain and break it down better than me. This is what I'm doing. I'm quite sure you guys might have better or even quicker ways of doing this. And if so, please explain in the comments. My goal for us is to all help each other and myself included. Thank you for your help and let's begin. Now, as far as setting up the hard drive, you just guys got to refer back to my last video that I did on the PS2. Okay, check that one out, and that one's going to show you how I had set up the hard drive using Linux on Windows and all that kind of good stuff. Now, before I go through all this, let me show you what the stuff that you might need, well, that I have and I'm just trying to use. Okay, first of all, of course you're gonna need a PS2. I got my US PS2 that I'm going to be using right here. Okay, this one is just this is just a side PS2 that I'm going to be using, and then you just need a hard drive. Okay, of course you need a hard drive, your hard drive adapter, the HDD, which I'm using a third-party one. I'm just going to take out the other one that I used for my the Japanese one that I just used. I'm just gonna reuse that one, but I'm just gonna detach the hard drive from it. And you're gonna also need a PS2 memory card. Okay, that's the only thing you need. You don't need a free Mcboot, you just need a PS2 memory card. Now, I do have one that I just bought from Amazon that I'm probably gonna be using down the road, but just to show you that you don't need that one, I'm gonna use a regular PS2 memory card. It does not matter what memory card it is. If you want to do it from the USB, then I don't remember how to do that one. That's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna go with this part right here using the PS2 memory card. So you can get any type of PS2 memory card, it's fine, just as long as you have one. Okay, but in this case, I told you I was trying to go from the hard drive to play the PS2 games from the hard drive where my PS2 game is. So that's what I'm doing. Also, if you got the 2.5 hard drive, I did a 3D print of this little bracket thing just in case. I just did that. I mean, they sell them out there. I'll leave links in the description, but yeah, I just 3D printed one. It ain't the best 3D print in the world, but it worked out. And then I also made these little side things that I can use for my other hard drive that's gonna go inside the Japanese PS2. But with all that out the way, All right, let's go. Okay, change of plans. This right here is the PS2 I was gonna use, but I decided I want to go ahead and use my original PS2. Now I did all the work to it, whatever, to my original PS2, as far as like this one's using like the free Mcboot, and also on my originals I like to put the date on it when it first came out. This one has the hard drive up in here, and that's my original hard drive that I have all my games on. But this one, because I have so many, I'm actually finna put together a set to put on the website. And I also, it's not the best in the world, but I also did a 3D print of the disc tray cover. If you guys saw the last video with this the US PS2, it did not have the cover for the front. I'm gonna put together like a simple bundle. It's gonna have a memory card with it. It's gonna have the AV cable and also the brand new HDMI that I was using for the video. I'm not gonna put this one, but I'm gonna put a brand new one in the bundle. So I'm just gonna try to set somebody up if somebody else needed a PS2. So just so you know, everything works on here. Well, PS2 Fats, they're pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie, they're super tough. I do not have any PS2s for people that need one, so I'm just gonna put together a bundle for the website in case somebody needs it. Okay, now that I have my PS2, I got it all set up, but this is my hard drive. I had 1 terabyte up in there. That is the adapter. I'm still using a OEM PS2 memory card, and this little piece of cardboard right there, that's how I had it like propped up inside of the PS2 back in the day. But since I had this for like years, and since now I have the 3D printer, I'm gonna create little brackets for the sides of the hard drive. But overall, we're going to go ahead and start setting this up. Okay, new hard drive, new stuff right here. And if you guys remember that the fact is that you still have to set up your PSBBN. I already just did it in another file system somewhere else because this is a fresh new install because I wanted to do this. Okay, if you guys don't know how to do this, refer back to my last video. I'll also leave a link in the description, plus I'll leave somewhere, like there's a tag going to be somewhere around here, and that you could just click on and then go back to that same video to where that you guys can learn how to do this. Okay, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and install number 2. We're going to go ahead and install number 2, and that's going to be used with the third-party supporter. So we're going to try to get past that part. So as you can see, I'm going to erase all the data on everything, and this is my hard drive right here. Okay, that's the one I showed you guys. So that's the one that we're gonna basically erase everything that's on here, and just so I can show you how to do this and for myself to remember. Now, easy enough to go ahead and install the PS2 games, but in this case I just told you I'm just going to do a PS1, so I'm just going to use one game just to I guess to demonstrate for this stuff. But this is the game I'm going to use. I have a bin and Q file. Now in other videos I have seen to where that you can download a certain app and all of a sudden it can go ahead and, like, I think it's called PSX VCD. You can download that app and it'll go ahead and convert those these PS1 game files to VCD. But with this particular program, and I just want to say thank you to the creators of this, because it actually converts the games to VCD, so that's good. So it already does it before it even gets to the console. I'm gonna go ahead and now I just want to show you this. We're gonna go ahead and just upload this we're just gonna upload this file to the hard drive. That's just all we're gonna do for right now, and then we're just have a USB ready, because that's what we're gonna need to send a couple of files to your memory card. Okay, all right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go ahead and go here, and then at this point in time we just say install games and apps. So we're gonna go to number 4, say game installer. Okay, and then in this case, if you want to add your games like afterwards, I didn't explain that in the last video, but we're gonna do this as a fresh install. So we're just gonna push 1, and then it's gonna say I'm just gonna use 1. We've already been through this before in the last video, so at the same time I'm gonna say yes. I'm not really into memory cards. I'm just gonna say no, because I'm gonna be using the other thing. So let's just go ahead and push continue and just let it do its thing. Give it some time. If you have like a long extensive library of games and stuff like that, then it might take a little bit. But in this case, I just only got like a couple of files. I also added a PS2 game to the roster. I'm gonna add everything else once I get through with this video. I do got another video down the road because I want to set up the theme. I never did that before, so that's gonna be trying up on here too. So I definitely want to see some different setups and stuff like that. And I'm gonna try a little bit of emulation down the road. I'm gonna see. So hopefully that works out too. Now this part is very important, okay? When just letting you know right here, this is where I had to learn how to do it, and I had to remember this particular part. This right here is very important, okay? So you have to remember what they're saying. And this is where I had went wrong at, and I had to figure this out. This right here said to play PS1 games, you must install the ATA assault drive. So let's get that, okay? So what I did, this is exactly what I did. I went ahead and then I went from right here, and then what I did, I know it's gonna take a second. Let's see if I can get this right. Once I did that, I just pushed Control and C and just copy that. All right, we're just gonna do exactly how they set it up on here. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first of all, I'm just gonna try to, just like I said, I'm just gonna try to go through this. So get you a USB. You're gonna go ahead and format it into FAT32. So remember that, okay? We're gonna format it in FAT32, and then now once you have that straight, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna basically create a folder. Now remember, we're just gonna go exactly to where they're saying it. You're just gonna create a folder says pop starter, okay? So we're gonna create a folder. Just gonna go ahead and create a new folder, put it all in caps, okay? Now inside that folder, you're gonna try to search up and get these two files. I cannot tell you how to get that. That's up on you. The fact is, you shouldn't have no problem finding it, okay? Remember, I'm gonna say it again. You have to get these two files right here. I'm not gonna tell you how to go ahead and find it, but I'm quite sure you will be able to find it, okay? Just look it up and you will be able to find it once you get those. Now this is something extra. I'm not sure if you have to do it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it anyway. And it's because I see the structure of everything when it comes down to the files in this PS2. What you want to do, you want to go ahead and capitalize everything, even the IRX, okay? Capitalize the whole thing, okay? All right, so it's gonna look just like this. Now there's three more files that you're gonna need, okay? So while you're still up on your PC, you're gonna need these three files right here. Write them down. All you got to do is just go to Google, just go ahead and pause the video and just write these down, and then just go ahead and just get them off the internet. It should be easy to get. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I'm just gonna tell you this much: there should be a pack to where all the files is in like one folder, whatever. You just got to unzip. That's as far as I'm gonna tell you. But at the same time, these are these three files you're gonna have. So basically, your pop starter with the two files I told you earlier, and then you're just gonna need these three all up on your USB, okay? And then we're just gonna go to the PS2. Now, before I go ahead and go to my capture device, I just wanted to show you I am using the original PS2 memory card. So if you have any old memory card laying around, then yeah, we can use that. If not, then if you want to use that, which I'm probably going to use that on my own later, and these are my free Mcboots. So as you can see, everything's on the screen. So I'm finna get ready to go to the capture device. Now we at the PS2, we're just going to go to W launch elf. So we're just going to open that up, okay? Then we're just going to go to file browser. So we got to copy some files, okay? We're going to go to our USB. I'm just going to show you the memory card. That's the memory card that's up in here right now, okay? But we're going to go back. We're going to go to USB, and we got to copy some files. Let me pause real quick so you don't get confused. Now remember the file structure I showed from the USB. In this one, I forgot to put the pops ELF file up in here. That's why I put in these big letters, because that file is supposed to be on your USB drive, okay? So let's keep going. Now first, we're going to take the pops starter, and you're gonna push R1, and you're gonna copy, okay? You're gonna copy that, then you're gonna go up to your MC0 folder, and then you're gonna paste it here. So there's directions at the bottom so you'll understand everything. So you're just gonna paste it, which is just push OK, and now you're done with that. Okay, now after you get through, you're gonna go back to your USB. You're gonna take all three files, all three files. Remember, don't forget the pops.elf, and you're gonna copy those, and you're gonna paste it in the ATA folder, and you're gonna go down to where it says pops. Okay, now you see all these folders right here. They have all this, but it's just missing a couple of more folders. So you want to add those folders up in there. Okay, so your pops pack and everything else right there. So you want to put those up in there. Now after you get through, you're going to go back to your ATA folder, and then you're going to take some files, because you need to add these somewhere. Okay, so you're going to go back to here. You're going to take pops loader.elf. You're going to select that first. Let's just go ahead and take this one right here. So it's going to say mark. You're going to push the circle button. You're going to take that. Remember I told you the pop starter. You're going to take the pop starter. You're going to take the pops.pack. Okay. And then you're going to take the IOX.pack. And you're just going to copy those. Okay. Go ahead and copy. Remember all your directions at the bottom. You're just going to go back. You're going to go up. You're going to go to the HDD0. You're going to go to common. And you're just going to paste all that crap here. So that's how it should look. Okay. So all those files, that's how it should look. Now you're going to take, don't forget about that pops pack. Remember? So I went back to grab that pops pack. And then what I did, I selected it, copy, go back to HDD0. And then I'm going to add that file. Remember, I told you I had forgot it in the recording. So I needed to add that. So that's how everything should look. All these files should be up in there. Okay. All right. So everything should look good. Remember your pop starter folder, the folder that was on your USB drive. Remember that's going to be copied to your memory card. And I showed you that earlier. So all this right here. And remember your pops.elf file. Now remember, you see all this right here. I just wanted to show you that way all these folders right here should be accounted for. Okay. Right up in there. So check, make sure all these folders up in there. If you have to pause to make sure where the game is. So now all these folders up in here with your games. After that, all this should be up in there with your games. Now, if I'm missing something, please correct me, but this is what worked for me. Once you do that, you're just going to go ahead and just reset. Now, once we get here, there's one more thing you have to do. Go to your Pops application, wait for it to load. Once you get here, I'm just going to go back a little bit, and then I'm just going to go to settings. So you're just going to push the start button. This right here needs to be changed. That BDMA needs to be changed, okay? It might look like this, but it needs to be changed to exFAT HDD ATA. Okay, that's what you need to do. And then once you go back, it's gonna ask you, do you want to save? Once you save, just push X. It's gonna save, and you should be done. Now this should work. At this point, go ahead and try your game. Okay, let's go ahead and launch this game and see if this works. Now remember, these are the ideas that I just tried to put together. I looked at the structure of what was going on online, and this is what worked. So this is what worked on the Japanese PS2 for me. So hopefully this works. Oh, this came on. Okay, so now we're in the good. All right, so everything. So right now the PlayStation is working. I think we got it. I think I got it now. All right, so with that being said, I hope that it works out for you. Just like I said, that file structure, please just go back. If there's any mistakes or you guys know quicker ways, please let me know in the comments, because you know what I'm saying, it does help me out too, because I'm glad that I always get this to work, but there might be faster, quicker ways that I just don't know. So that with you guys just helping out, that would be a big help for not just myself, but for everybody else. All right, and with that, all right, you guys, if you guys made it this far, I truly appreciate it. All right, and from gamer to gamer, thanks for watching.